Councils in England are warning they will have to start ending contracts which provide vital care for older and disabled people within weeks, unless they get more certainty over how much money they will get from government next year. Nearly £2.5 billion worth of short-term grants are due to end in 2020, and local authorities don't know if they'll be replaced. Figures released by the organisation representing county councils show on average they represent more than a third of the money councils get from central government. Here's our social affairs correspondent Alison Holt.
Another person arrives at the busy front door of Harrogate Hospital in need of urgent medical help. To meet these constant pressures, staff have to do all they can to get other patients who are ready to leave back home quickly and safely.
The North Yorkshire County Council patients waiting to go home with 4 calls a day to support the patient back at home.
Teams like this bring health and care staff together to make that happen. It's vital work funded by short-term government money given to North Yorkshire County Council. But it runs out in March and they don't know what happens next.
We want to be able to think about what workforce we need in order to cope with the current strain on both adult social care and health services. And at the moment that's proving particularly difficult given that funding will finish as of the 31st of March and we've invested in a number of additional roles that actually we may not be able to employ as of that period of time.
Another scheme at risk in the county has helped 65-year-old Margaret Miller regain her independence and mobility after a major cancer operation. She had feared she'd end up in a care home.
They were the ones that saw me in my worst possible state, and the support and everything was second to none. And I'm here in my own home, and that's the biggest thing.
The uncertainty that councils in England, including North Yorkshire, are facing over whether or not these short-term government grants will continue to pay for vital care services is a sign of just how hand-to-mouth local authority funding has become. In councils like this, short-term government grants represent nearly 20% of the money they spend on supporting older and disabled people. It means difficult discussions are already taking place between those in charge of running finances and care services.
The 34 million, including the £28 million Better Care Fund, what do we do when we're going to have to plan for different scenarios?
We're going to have to give notice to some of our contracts with the voluntary sector and with independent care providers.
Unless they're told the grants will be renewed soon, they'll begin winding some contracts down within weeks.
Well, I'm deeply worried, as every treasurer will be across the country. We're not quite sure what plans to make. So what we have to do is we have to come up with different scenarios and plan for the money being there or the money not being there.
Well, it's a fifth of our budget. It's lots of people's jobs, but crucially, it's people's lives.
The government says it's put extra money into providing care for people in communities across England, and further funding will be looked at in next week's spending review. Alison Holt, BBC News.